have Aaron Estrada, Rylan Griffen, and Grant Nelson. We'll go ahead and open it up for questions for the student athletes. Start right here in the second row. We'll get a mic over to you.
For Aaron, just how do you talk about Grant's play a little bit, and then you had a really good game as well. It seems like it's obviously do or die at this point for you and your basketball career as well. That's got to be exciting to be in the Elite Eight now.
Grant's performance yesterday was historical, I feel like, and by the numbers too. You know, he was the fourth player to have 24 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 blocks. That's super big time for him. I'm happy for him. He kind of took over. That's late in the second half, like we needed him to. Everybody on our team pretty much knew he was capable of that. And just to, like I said, just to see it happen in March, you know, probably the biggest game of his career, throughout his college career so far, I was really happy to see that from him. And then for myself, you know, I just tried to stay aggressive and just take what the defense was giving me. And, yeah, it feels good to be in the Elite Eight.
We'll go next in the fourth row.
Out of Tacoma, Arizona PBS. Rylan, you put great defense on RJ Davis, you know, ACC Player of the Year, first team All-American. What's kind of your mentality going into the game with that?
Just don't let him get going. It was a team effort. I feel like it wasn't just me. I feel like I got help from like all my teammates. Made it hard on him. You know, he's a great scorer. So, you know, I had to study a little extra for him. But, you know, just knowing he was the ACC Player of the Year and, you know, just taking the challenge, knowing that, you know, I think they pretty much beat us in every other category. He just had a game that he normally doesn't have. So I feel like that, like, held them back a little bit, and we were able to get the win.
Were you always up for the challenge to do that?
Oh, yeah, of course. I just guard whoever the coach puts me on. I'm ready to guard whoever they put me on.
We'll go to the third row over here.
Josh Peter with USA Today. For Grant and Rylan, the last two games have been really tight until the final minutes or in the final minutes, and you finished strong both times. What's allowed you guys to do that?
I think all our preparation up to this point, especially I think our non-conference schedule really had a big part to do with it, how we scheduled playing against some of the best bigs and some of the best guards in the nation. I mean, I think even though we lost those games, we learned a lot, and I think like this is the best time of the year that we can come together, and we have these past two games.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a tight games the last two, and finished up strong. What's allowed for that?
Just staying together and being a team. We've already been through adversity before. Like he said, those 6 losses, like we've already seen adversity multiple times, so we know how to handle it a lot better. And it's win or go home now. Back then, it was like we knew we were going to play another game. Now, like, yeah, we either fix it right now or the season's over with, and we're going to be in the locker room sad. So just knowing that and playing for each other, helping us close these games out.
Next over here on the right.
You guys have played Clemson before. What do you remember about that game, that takeaway? I think it was in November. And then when you're preparing for tomorrow night, do you go back and look at that game, or do you care more about their recent games here recently in the tournament?
I think there's a lot to learn from the last time we played them. Like I think we fronted the post a little too much, gave them too many angles, their bigs, and then we let their shooters get hot. So I think we got a lot to learn, but also, I mean, that was the beginning of the season, and I feel like a lot has changed for them, and same with us. So, I mean, we're definitely going to make some changes on the scouting report, and I mean, I think we're going to do our best to do what we can to stop their best players from getting hot.
Jordan next here in the second row.
Jordan Mendoza, USA Today. You know, Alabama is primarily a football school. Everyone knows Alabama as a team that's always winning national championships on the football field. Now, as a basketball team, you guys have something to do that no basketball team at Alabama's ever done before. You know, what would it mean to have the Crimson Tide make its first ever Final Four in school history? Any one of you guys.
It would mean a lot, just being probably legends on campus. You know, they always say where legends are made, so just making the Final Four we would be a historic team in Alabama history. Just being a part of that just would be great, but it's not going to be given easy for sure. Like, Clemson's a great team, so, you know, in order for us to get that, we're going to have to work really, really hard and play really, really hard in a really, really good game tomorrow. So focus on the game first, and then all that other stuff comes after.
Aaron or Grant?
I kind of just agree with Rylan saying. I think we're more so just trying to focus on the game right now, and just look at, the history behind it and everything after that.
All right, we'll go next to the second row.
This question's for Aaron and Rylan. It's about Grant. What does his game do for the team? How does it kind of open up things for everybody else?
I think Grant is a very versatile player. He showed yesterday he could shoot the three off the dribble, off the catch. He can take it in the post. He can drive. So I think for us in our offense, it kind of just opens it up for everybody else, especially when he gets going, because, we have so many great shooters on our team. So if they did start doubling or helping or whatever they wanted to do, we have a counter for it in every aspect.
For Grant, yeah, he's like I said, it's a different, play with Chuck the first year, Grant different year. They're two different bigs defensively. Grant is like a great mobile big. He can switch on the guards. Like yesterday, he switched on to RJ Davis and made two big plays, had two big stops. That's something that wasn't Chuck's strength, but it's Grant's strength. So we played a Grant stress on defense. So he's a big-time defender. He had 5 blocks. He was in the company with Tim Duncan and all the other Hall of Famers. So he's been great defensively lately. And we know he's got a big challenge tomorrow, but we know he's going to meet the challenge and accept it.
Keep it in the second row over here.
Mike Rodak with 247. Just for Trelly, this was kind of a homecoming back to California. Hasn't been able to play yet. Just what have you said to him, and just where is he at mentally right now? For you, yeah.
I talked to him. He said he wants to play, but he also wants us to win. So he doesn't want to do anything he's handling his business with the doctors day to day or whatever. So he's just watching right now. But he's been a great coach on the sideline. So he's not playing, and of course he wants to play, but he's been a great coach on the sideline for us and getting us hype and just being a great teammate. So even though he's not playing, we still feel his presence all over the court.
Third row.
Katie Windham with Bama Central. For any of y'all, you already talked about playing Clemson earlier this season. Is there any or a little bit of revenge factor in this game, or for y'all is it more focusing on what y'all can accomplish in reaching the Final Four?
I think as us being competitors, there's definitely a revenge factor. I mean, nobody wants to lose to a team twice, especially who you think you could beat. So I think that's just going to add even more fuel to us, and it's going to make us play harder.
Do we have any other questions here in the room? We'll start in the back row.
Kyle Kensing for Flow Hoops. This is for Aaron. When you enter the transfer portal, you're a 2-time conference player of the year. Was there any difficulty in adjustment where, one night you can be the guy who's putting up 20, another you need to be the guy who's the defensive stopper? Was it difficult at all going from being the guy that your team was focused around to being kind of more of the part of the whole sort of overall the 5?
Yeah, I don't think it was difficult. I think I adjusted pretty well. And I would say I'm a winner at the end of the day. I just want to win. So whatever the team needed me to do, whether it's score that night, rebound, get assists, play defense, I'm going to do it. So I think coming to Alabama was an easy adjustment for me.
Go to the third row right here.
Josh Peter with USA Today. For Grant, what's life been like since last night? Are they partying in Devil's Lake? Are you getting bombed with text messages? What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of love coming from Devil's Lake and North Dakota as a whole, which has been amazing. I mean, even before this game, just making it to the tournament and winning the first 2 games, I mean, just been getting a lot of love, even though, I mean, I feel like I didn't perform how I should have. I feel like I kind of let my teammates down, but, I mean, yeah, a lot of love from North Dakota.
All right, let's go over to Zoom. We have Joe Reedy.
Yep.
Thanks. Grant, just that first matchup against Clemson, what kind of matchup problems does Holland Scheifelen present for you?
I mean, they could both get rebounds, which hurt us last time. They're both physical, and I think our scouting report wasn't perfect. We didn't follow it how we should have, and I mean, we got a lot of adjustments to make. We're still kind of learning our role defensively as a team, and I mean, I think we've grown a lot, especially in these past 3 games. And I mean, I think that'll help going into this game.
We'll continue on Zoom. AP Steedham.
Yeah, AP Stedham of AP and Kelly, as we see it, syndicated radio. These are one of the players. What happened in the last Clemson game that you'd like to see a turnaround? You mentioned the rebounding. Any other facets of the game that you'd like to reverse?
I would just say we need to just guard the post a little bit better, and we can't let their shooters come off of screens as easy as they did and hit threes. They were playing as good as anybody in the country at the time when they beat us. Then they had a little fallback, but now they're back to playing like that team that we played earlier in the season. And so, we just got to make adjustments from that game. I think that's a good game to go back and watch because it was against us. We already played them already. Like we should use that to our advantage. We lost, so we obviously made a bunch of mistakes. So just watching that game and making sure we don't make those same mistakes and, we come away with the win this time.
We'll come back to the room in the 4th row. Go ahead.
For Rylan or Aaron, Jonah Corral, Arizona PBS. Clemson, they really slowed down Arizona, made it more of a grinded-out kind of game. And I know you guys played a really high-octane offensive game last night, but against GCU was a much more scrappy, physical game. So can that game prepare you guys for what you'll face against Clemson?
Yeah, I think it definitely can prepare us, but I ultimately think it just comes down to us getting stops. I think that's what really creates our pace, and when we play fast is when we get stops. So if we're able to just continue to get stops, we'll be able to run on anybody we play against.
Anybody here in the room have any additional questions for the student athletes? How about anybody on Zoom? Please use the raise hand function if you have any questions. We have an additional question from AP.
Yes, AP Stedham of AP and Kelly, as we see it, syndicated radio. And y'all had a pretty good night shooting. Why was that? Did you like those rims, the lighting? What was the reason y'all shot so well?
I thought we were getting good shots. We shoot a lot, shoot around. We know we're going to have to shoot threes in the game. And, it's just confidence. I feel like, we shoot a lot of shots in the off season, during the season, and even right now, to shoot these type of shots in these type games and make them. So I think that's just a confidence thing with us, Obviously, everybody on the team, we feel like when they shoot the ball, is going to go in. So just everybody having that confidence helps you be able to make shots.